Okay, so welcome to our second lesson. I've said we're going to start very basic with some skills in linear equations because these are very important. You definitely need all of these skills as we move into later year 11 and year 12. Okay, these are foundational. So we are going to spend a few lessons at the start of the course covering this, okay, to make sure we've got a really comprehensive understanding of it. Before we go get our textbooks and get into the textbook work. So, 11C.2, today we're talking about slope formula. Now, I anticipate we'll get through 3, we might even get through 4 exercises today, okay? It is starting reasonably easy, so we just want to make sure we've got those skills down pat. This is the formula to calculate slope. y2 take y1 divided by x2 take x1. Alright, and we use n to represent slope. Slope, gradient, they mean the same thing. So we've got two sets of coordinates here. I've sketched them on the Cartesian plane, I've plotted them there. And what we're saying is how steep is the line between those 2 points. That's what slope is, right? It's a measure of steepness. So we can look at that, we know it's going to be positive because you'd be walking up the hill, right? Remember I said it's a positive slope, you're walking up the hill. Another way we can determine it is just by working out how much do you go across, how much do you go up. That's what this calculation is based on. So we straight away, like we did with distance and midpoint, we go through and we assign subscripts to the coordinates. And now we're ready to punch them into our formula. We're going to have y2 take y1. So I'm going to do it nice and slow. Right? y2 take y1 on x2 take x1. What corresponds with y2? 11. What corresponds with y1? Minus 1. Okay, on top of x2, which is 5, take away minus 1. Alright, so straight away, just subbing the numbers in, and now we're just going to process it and simplify it as much as we can. 11 take minus 1 is 11 plus 1. We have 12 at the top. 5 take away minus 1 is 5 plus 1. 6 at the bottom. 12 on 6. Alright, we simplify that further. 2. Okay, 12 divided by 6 is 2. What that means is as x goes across 1, y goes up 2. X goes across 1, y goes up 2. Until you arrive at the second coordinate we were given. Okay, same deal with the next one. Let's go through, assign our subscripts. Punch it in the formula. Minus 5, take minus 1. Alright, the negatives can make it a little bit tricky. And then we'll have positive 9, take away 3. Alright, so I am going to simplify this one slowly again as well. We have minus 5, and when we have take minus, okay, there's two negatives next to each other, that's a positive, right? So we have minus 5 plus 1, and at the bottom we have 9 take 3, that's going to be 6. That's a plus, not a times. Plus. 9 take 3 is 6, good. Now, minus 5 on the number line, plus 1, that's going to be minus 4 on 6. And in simplest terms, what can we divide both the top and the bottom by? We can divide them both by 2. We'll simplify to 2/3. Now you notice my negative, all right? Let's be clear. Here it belongs to the negative 4. All right. Only one of them is negative, so the value is 4 on 6, and so we have negative 2 on 3. That's what it simplifies to. Okay. So there is one more challenge question, so I think we'll go through that, just because hopefully we found that pretty okay. So the challenge question. It says, find the value of t given the slope between these points is minus 3. This time we're finding an unknown. We're finding an unknown, we're finding a variable. So this is a bit of an extension, guys. This is where it's going to get a little bit more tricky. We're going to solve this by doing the same thing. We'll go through and we'll label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and that's our n. Alright, the slope is minus 3. So remember, n equals y2 take y1, on x2, take x1. We can write it like that, or we can put the m on this side, it doesn't matter. Let's substitute in all of the information to help us find the variable. We have 4 take t. 4 take t divided by 2 take minus 5 is equal to minus 3. So we'll have 4 take t on top of 2 take away minus 5, that's 2 plus 5, on top of 7. And this is a linear equation. All right, so this is a good opportunity for us to go over some algebra. I'll use some multicolored textures. So we're trying to get t by itself. This is an equation. We can do anything we want to an equation as long as we do it to both sides. It's like a scale. It's balanced. You can plus 5 here, you have to plus 5 here to keep it balanced. We can do anything as long as we do it to both sides. The first thing I want to get rid of is this denominator. I've got divide by 7. So the way I'm going to get rid of that is by multiplying both sides by 7. 7 times and 7 times. Now we've got 7 at the top and 7 at the bottom. They're going to cancel. All right? So we wanted to get rid of it. We wanted to break it down. So now we have 4 take away t is equal to minus 3 times 7, minus 21. Next, we need to get rid of this positive 4 here. It's positive because there's nothing written in front of it. Nothing written in front of it, we assume it's positive. So how do we get rid of positive 4? We're going to take away 4 from both sides. Okay? So then we have minus 4 plus 4. They're going to cancel, right? And so we're left with minus t equals minus 25. Minus 21, take 4, gives you minus 25. And then how do we get t by itself? Well, if minus t is minus 25, then t has to be 25. All right? So that is the value of t that makes this statement true. We went through and solved for t. Okay, so if you're lost, that's a bit of extension. We're going to be building on them a bit, but hopefully the first two were pretty okay. The skill we're practicing, generally around the first two, the other ones are a bit of extension. So we're going to spend 5 minutes, I think, going through that skill, 11C.2 in your booklet.